family, hi, welcome to yet another one. So as you know, we have a platform where you can actually send me your video suggestions. And today I've been flooded with a lot of video suggestions, and a lot of you have been saying this is of key importance and urgency, where you send me this video where Brother Brandon was saying this. And I've actually been seeing that it is all over YouTube, all over TikTok. So let's see what you have to say.
So here we go. This is what I saw. The Lord Jesus came and he told me, he said, your president is about to be taken out.
So listening to this, my family, if I'm to think like some of you, will comment in the comment section below, he's saying Jesus came to him and spoke to him that Trump is about to be taken out. So should we say that this is something that is certainly and definitely gonna happen? I want to hear from you.
He said, your president is about to be taken out by an assassin.
And he went on to describe the assassin.
He said, I hold the church accountable for what is about to take place in this nation. And as I was sitting here, I saw the whole thing pan out in front of me. He showed the whole thing. The angels were behind him. The glory came in my house. And I started yelling. I said, Lord, how did this happen? How is this going to happen? We have prayed for this man. We have interceded. We have stood in the gap. We've done and he said, the church as a whole. You're not the church by yourself, Brendan. Their channel is not the church by itself. The church as a mass whole. He said, pride has come in his heart. Pride has come in. And he has opened a door through counsel of ungodly people and advising him on what to do concerning the nations. He was coming down. It looked like Air Force One or something. And I saw a man a long ways away with a 50 caliber weapon that had a scope on it that big. He had a black stocking hat. He had black shirt, black pants, black combat boots. And he was laying on his belly, focusing in. When I saw this incident happen, I saw the projectile go through his body and almost make him, it was awful. The Secret Service didn't even know in this thing where to go. And I tell you, this is very serious to me. And I'm telling you all, this is very hard to even talk about this, but I feel by the Spirit of God, we must pray. And I believe we can stop this. I want to say that I'm a watchman, and even with the ear and everything that the Lord has showed me, it's been very precise.
So he is going to be talking about the prophecy released concerning that first assassination attempt on President Trump. That was one of the most accurate prophecies concerning that situation.
I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. And I saw him winning the presidency.
So that was the prophecy released 4 months before the assassination attempt. Okay, so let's continue with the video.
I want to make that very clear because I know I have law enforcement watching me, but this is a very serious thing. I brought it to the elders of the church to pray, and this is exactly what I have seen. But as I saw what I saw this scope on this firearm that was that big. It was huge, and he was from a long ways, and he was military trained, and he was Russian, and I saw Macron and him negotiating and talking things through, and it was Macron and the Russian government. God help me. When this happened, I saw the Secret Service looking everywhere. They couldn't see how far it came or how it happened. And they were in a panic on the ground, and I watched the whole thing happen.
And one interesting thing is, before this prophecy that has been released by Brother Brandon, we have been hearing it, especially in 2025. I believe Prophet Angel said it over 3 times, where he kept on saying, pray for Trump. They still want to kill him.
I say this again, pray for Donald Trump. They are still after him. And they will continue. They will continue. The idea is to end his life. It will be so shocking to find people praying for him to die who are Christians.
So this was the first one, okay, where you actually say that they won't stop until they kill him. The next one has to be this video.
Remember what I said way back when I said the plans against President Trump, they are not over. They are still looking for his life. And you might feel you are in Africa, or you're in Europe, or you are insignificant member of society in your head. But your prayers are the ones you can rely on. And this has nothing to do with, do I know him or not know him? Nothing to do with that. And I'm not seeking for any favor from anyone. I just dispense what God has given me. They have planned nothing short of killing him. Imagine when you rig elections and then the person wins beyond your expectations with a landslide that you have to remove some of the votes and call the other votes so that it looks like it was a close call when it was a landslide. And that's what happened in America. We have to pray for that man. The globalists thought they had pressed a reset button. By the prayers of you, the saints, we reset the reset button and we have taken back the honor of God on earth. We are living stupidity to stupidity, and moral decadence has been reduced. They have planned nothing short of killing him.
So my family, I think this is something that's very, very serious. So this was actually a video we released a couple of days ago. Well, in the news, this is what we actually have.
Well, this happened at around 1:30 a.m. local time. Early reports suggest that a car was exiting the north gate of the Mar-a-Lago private club and estate. That's Donald Trump's private property in Florida. And as this car was exiting, another car driven by this man entered through that gate. He was confronted by two federal Secret Service agents and a local sheriff's deputy. Now, police say he was armed and he was shot dead there at the scene.
They confronted a white male that was carrying a gas can and a shotgun. He was ordered to drop those two pieces of equipment that he had with him, at which time he put down the gas can, raised the shotgun to a shooting position. At that point in time, the deputy and the two Secret Service agents fired their weapons and neutralized the threat.
Donald Trump has not reacted to this incident yet, though he has been posting on social media this morning about the US winning the men's ice hockey final at the Winter Olympics. His press secretary, Caroline Levitt, though, has addressed this incident. She said in a post, in the middle of the night while most Americans were asleep, the United States Secret Service acted quickly and decisively to neutralize a crazy person armed with a gun and a gas canister who intruded on President Trump's home. And in that post, she also pointed to an ongoing political battle over funding the Department of Homeland Security, which the Secret Service falls under. That political stoush is really related to immigration enforcement tactics by the Trump administration. President Trump's Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, has also been on television this morning. He criticized rhetoric from the left, calling it venom. So while Donald Trump was not at Mar-a-Lago this weekend, and we don't yet know what this man's motivations may have been, it is certainly a very troubling incident in a time when the United States is very divided.
Joining me now is host of the Tudor Dixon podcast, Tudor Dixon herself. Thank you so much for joining us. We're very excited to have you on the show today. Look, I really want to start with this incident at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin managed to breach the secure perimeter of Mar-a-Lago. He was armed with a shotgun and a gas canister before he was then shot dead by the Secret Service. Look, for me, Tudor, there's a lot to unpack here. Firstly, I think it's extraordinary that he was able to breach the perimeter in the very first place. But here we go again. Donald Trump's already had two attempts on his life. Thank goodness he was not home over the weekend in this latest incident. But what does it say more broadly about the left's violence and trying to take matters into their own hands?
Well, right, and I don't think we've confirmed who was there, if any of the family members were there. So there's certainly a concern that there were people. I mean, obviously, there are always people at the resort, so there were people in danger. Yes, of course, that concern is also, how did this person get there? We're still getting a lot of details. This is an ongoing investigation. But you made a very great point. This is a continued cycle of violence that we see from the left, and it's a continued attempt on the president's life. I heard a former FBI agent earlier today say this president he's in more danger than any past president we've ever had. At this point, I would say that he's had more attempts on his life, and it does look like he's in more danger, but the left does not stop. They don't stop and say, we've got to stop attacking him, we've got to stop saying so many dangerous things about him. They cannot help themselves. They are so ratcheted up. They are so out of control. They cannot help themselves. They're constantly out there saying terrible things about the president, even though their lives have gotten better under this president. And there's no denying that. Prices have gone down. Gas prices have gone down. People are getting educational, or they're getting financial accounts for their children. They have had so many things go in positive directions. You're going to get a bigger tax refund in the United States under President Trump, and they can not say anything nice about this president.
No, and what that suggests to me is the sheer hypocrisy that's on display. I mean, they never look at what's going good. They always want to focus on going bad because they're so Trump deranged. But you're right, and you raise a good point. In the end, words matter. Words have consequences. We've seen this before, and as I said, thank God that the president and the family weren't home.
So going by the video that we uploaded, a couple of days back, you can actually tell that, from what Prophet Angel was saying, he was talking about a series of attempts on President Trump's life, and he said that we really need to pray for him. All right. But as for the vision that was shared by Brother Brandon, where he's talking about, some specific details, saying that it would be at a mountainous place and all that. There will be a man wearing black stuff and all that. It has nothing to do with this one that is actually been developing in the news. Okay. So some of you have been, saying that, the things that are actually developing in the news, could they be tied to some prophetic words that have been released, and could it be that it is as a result of people praying? If I could have just put a screenshot of a message I received from one of the sisters here on Telegram, where she was actually saying that could it be that it is the prayers that of the saints that have saved President Trump, because he was not actually at his residence when this person was shot dead. Well, that could be the answer. But, if you listen to Brother Brandon's prophecy, it is totally different to the things that have happened here. You see? But if you listen to Prophet Angel, he was actually saying there will be several attempts, several attempts, because the main thing that they want to do is to kill him. You see? But, due to people praying and all that, we really thank God that the president was not there. So these are things that are just developing. This is an update I feel to share with you. I'd like to hear your thoughts concerning this. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.